Hello, I am reading today again from John's Gospel. So I welcome you to my daily inspiration. Today, Friday, February 12th. So we are right in the middle of the so called farewell discourses in John's Gospel. I'm reading from the New English Bible. And this chapter mainly is about Jesus being the vine, the famous parable of Jesus and us and the relationship of love. I will just read it and maybe I will do one or two remarks at the end. But just let's first listen to John 15. I am the real vine, and my Father is the gardener. Every barren branch of mine he cuts away, and every fruiting branch he cleans, to make it more fruitful still. You have already been cleansed by the word that I spoke to you. Dwell in me, as I in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself, but only if it remains united with the vine. No more can you bear fruit unless you remain united with me. I am the vine, and you the branches. He who dwells in me, as I dwell in him, bears much fruit. For apart from me you can do nothing. He who does not dwell in me is thrown away, like a withered branch. The withered branches are heaped together, thrown on the fire, and burned. If you dwell in me, and my words dwell in you, ask what you will, and you shall have it. This is my Father's glory, that you may bear fruit in plenty, and so be my disciples. As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Dwell in my love. If you heed my commands, you will dwell in my love, as I have heeded my Father's commands and dwell in his love. I have spoken thus to you, so that my joy may be in you and your joy complete. This is my commandment: love one another as I have loved you. There is no greater love than this, that a man should lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. I call you servants no longer. A servant does not know what his master is about. I have called you friends, because I have disclosed to you everything that I heard from my Father. You did not choose me, I chose you. I appointed you to go on and bear fruit, fruit that shall last, so that the Father may give you all that you ask in my name. This is my commandment to you: love one another. If the world hates you, it hated me first, as you know well. If you belonged to the world would love its own. But because you do not belong to the world, because I have chosen you out of the world, for that reason the world hates you. Remember what I said: a servant is not greater than his master. As they persecuted me, they will persecute you. They will follow your teaching a little, as they have followed mine. It is on my account that they will treat you thus, because they do not know the one who sent me. If I had not come and spoken to them, they would not be guilty of sin. But now they have no excuse for their sin. He who hates me hates my Father. If I had not worked among them and accomplished what no other man has done, they would not be guilty of sin. But now they have both seen and hated, both me and my Father. However, this text in their law had to come true. They hated me without reason. But when your advocate has come, whom I will send you from the Father, the Spirit of truth that issues from the Father, he will bear witness to me. And you also are my witnesses, because you have been with me from the first. So, this is John chapter 15, basically 3 parts. The parable about Jesus being the vine and we are the branches, which is of course a metaphor for being connected with Jesus. We being in Jesus, Jesus living in us through the Spirit. And then this parable is explained in the second part by spelling it out that it is about mutual love. And with this very famous saying, no one has greater love than the person who gives his life for someone else. And of course, Jesus did this for us, and we are called in the end to do this as well, if necessary, to give our lives for others. Literally, the martyrs gave their life, literally, but also metaphorically, we can give up our life in the service for others. Okay? And then, interestingly, within this chapter, where it is about this mutual love between God and Jesus and us, and the mutual indwelling, there is within this wonderful and nice theme, there comes this passage about that the world is hating us. And of course, this is kind of not very nice, but it belongs closely together, the two things, because we should never make the mistake to think that if we love others, especially others who are not yet part of the community of believers, that we will always get nice responses by others. Yeah? Never imagine that if you really love other people, if you give your life in the service for others, that automatically you will be loved. That's not the case, which we see, of course, in Jesus himself. He was the incarnation of love, and in the end, he was crucified. So, we should expect that there might be problems. There is no automatism in either way. We cannot expect to be loved if we love, but we cannot automatically expect to be hated. Yeah? There is no automatic link between the two. It's just that it could be that we might well experience opposition, even though we try to do good things out of love for other people. All right. So, of course, this reminds us of the people today that are persecuted for their faith, people living in countries where to be a follower of Jesus is not welcome, and yeah, people thrown into prison, and people getting killed because of their faith in Jesus, or being tortured. And for them, this passage is basically, yeah, should be comforting, because they then should know, if you really have to suffer because you believe and you love, then you experience the same as Jesus did. And the servant is not greater than the master. Okay, so this is a very interesting chapter, John 15. Think about it, pray about it, and yeah, let the Spirit inspire you through it. Have a good day. God bless. And I will be back on Monday. Bye bye.